Young and the Restless spoilers November 19th. Claire learns a lesson, Lily makes a friend. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Wednesday, November 19th, direct Nikki to give Claire a lesson about the Newmans' adventures past, while Lily finds comfort from a surprising source. Key takeaways. Claire learns more than she wanted to know from Nikki. Lily turns to Holden. Audra makes a new plan. Next on YNR. Ever since Claire, Haley Aaron, arrived in Genoa City, she has been playing catch-up regarding Newman history. She got Jordan's, Colleen Zenk. They are all evil version. And then she got Victor's, Eric Braden. We are all saints and anyone who disagrees is just a jealous hater version. Neither one is accurate. Now, Nikki, Melody Thomas Scott, takes a crack at connecting the dots. She's usually better at separating fact from fiction and admitting when the Newmans are at fault. Unless, of course, it's about Victor. Then he's right and everyone else is wrong. But when it comes to Kyle, Michael Mealer, Nikki has a lot of experience with Abbott men. And how Victor feels about them. Lost in the woods. Lily, Crystal Khalil, may have defended Kane, Billy Flynn, to Chelsea, Melissa Claire Egan, and Adam, Mark Grossman. But that doesn't mean she's ready to forgive, forget, and reunite. Lily seemed to be growing closer to Damian Jermaine Rivers, but he got a knife in the back, so that didn't really go anywhere. Now, Lily finds a connection with Damian's best friend, Holden Nathan Owens. He thought he and Claire had a future, but she's pulling back after the whirlwind fling in Los Angeles. So Holden is footloose and fancy-free. And Lily could use some lightness in her life, for a change, considering Kane's latest mess with Phyllis, Michelle Stafford. Moving on up. Audra, Zuleika Silver, thought she had a future with Sally, Courtney Hope, and Billy's, Jason Thompson, new company. But that's looking less and less likely. So Audra has a new plan. Audra always has a new plan. Will this be the one to finally put her on top? The morning light in Genoa City filtered softly through the high windows of the Newman mansion, casting long shadows on polished wood and gilded frames. Claire Newman sat at a small writing desk in her private study, her fingers hovering over a stack of printed pages, family history, legacy, and secrets that had haunted her all her life. Claire learns a hard truth. Claire had demanded this meeting. She'd asked Nikki to talk, to finally explain. Nikki, her grandmother, the matriarch, the steady force in the Newman family, looked tired but resolute. She closed the door behind them and took a seat opposite Claire. You asked for the truth, Nikki said softly, folding her hands. You deserve to know where we come from and how we survived. Claire exhaled, steeling herself. It was time to learn not just about victories, but about the shadows in the Newman story. Nikki began with the old days, Victor's rise, the ruthless ambition, and the betrayals that had cut deep. She told Claire about Matt Clark, a name that made Claire's blood run cold. Rumors and half-truths had swirled around Matt, but now Nikki laid it bare. Matt's dark history, his obsession, his manipulation, and the way his actions had scarred the family. As Nikki spoke, Claire's confident composure wavered. She listened to stories she had only heard in fragments. The way Matt had targeted Victor, his lies, and how his betrayals had tested the Newmans' bonds. It wasn't just about scandal, it was about legacy, accountability, and the price of power. At one point Claire interrupted, voice trembling, "Why didn't you tell me before? Why hide this from me?" Nikki's eyes softened. "I was protecting you, protecting us. But you're a Newman. You have a right to know. Understanding where we've been helps you decide where you want to go." Claire realized then that her anger wasn't just about lies, it was about trust, and about her place in a family built on secrets. As the conversation ended, Claire quietly closed the folder in front of her. She wasn't naive anymore. She carried the weight of her heritage, but now she carried knowledge. Her lesson wasn't just a painful revelation, it was an inheritance, and perhaps even a responsibility. Audra's machinations. Elsewhere in Genoa City, Audra Charles plotted her next move. The whispers had reached her ears, Claire's doubts, her questioning, and now, perhaps, her disillusionment. Audra watched from the periphery as people shifted loyalties, and she knew that power was not just gained through seduction. Sometimes, it was earned through calculation. Audra pulled out her phone and scrolled through messages, her jaw set. She was determined. She would not be sidelined. Revenge didn't always have to be loud. Sometimes it was quiet, careful, and devastating. Lily's moment of connection. Meanwhile, Lily Winters found herself in a different kind of emotional space. The turmoil with Kane, the grief, and the tension had been wearing her down. But on November 19th, she discovered something unexpected, a glimmer of companionship in Holden Novak. Lily met Holden at Crimson Lights, the coffee shop that had witnessed so much history in Genoa City. He was already seated in a corner, 2 mugs of coffee on the table. His presence was calm, quiet, but not distant. She joined him, keeping her tone light but earnest. "Thanks for meeting me," she said, sliding into the seat across from him. He gave her a genuine smile. "I figured you might need someone to talk to." They talked. Lily opened up, more than she had allowed herself in weeks. She spoke of regret, of heartbreak, of forgiving Kane, but also of not forgetting. Holden listened without judgment, just caring. He told her about his own doubts and his own pain. He didn't try to fix her, but offered understanding. And in that moment, Lily realized, friendship didn't always come packaged with romance. It could be something simpler, something healing. Lily smiled, a little tentative. "I appreciate you, more than you know." Holden reached across the table and gave her hand a reassuring squeeze. "We'll figure it out. Together." Claire's reflection. Back at the mansion, after her conversation with Nikki, Claire paced in her room. The sun had shifted, the shadows were longer. She thought of her mother, her father, her legacy, all the Newmans who had come before. Learning about Matt Clark's past didn't just shake her, it grounded her. She felt older, wiser, more connected. The lesson wasn't only about the sins of the past, it was about choosing what to do now. She sat by her window, looking out over the city. In that quiet hour, she made a decision. She would not be defined solely by her family's darkness. She would write her own chapter, with knowledge, with strength, and with intention. Lily's hope. At night, Lily returned home, her heart lighter. She thought of Holden, of the way he leaned in when she spoke, of the warmth in his eyes. A friend. Not a fling, not a scheme, just a friend. She tucked into bed and closed her eyes, replaying their conversation. For a moment, the world felt less heavy. She didn't have to face everything alone. The underlying tension. But in Genoa City, peace is never easy. Audra's plotting continued in the shadows, careful threads weaving through alliances and betrayals. Nikki's confession to Claire might have opened doors, but it also raised questions. What would Claire do with this power? And what would Audra do knowing that Claire might now be playing with full transparency?